it is good to bring people back into the office. So for those leaders and managers that are thinking, why would I do this? What would you tell her or him?
So this is one of the biggest questions I've gotten from a lot of people, like, why go back at all? And I think you've heard and read from so many people about how COVID has opened the eyes of so many of what you can do remotely and video conferencing. I mean, I was talking to some of our folks the other day, and they were joking about, you remember in March when our head of IT came in to show us how to use Teams? And we're like, whoa, like, you're on my computer. How cool is this? I mean, like, it is all new. And that is very valid. Like, we've learned, okay, there really is a lot more that you can do remotely. I think, though, that the opposite is also true. That I think for so many people, it has also helped them realize the value of being together. And I think both of those things are true. When we designed our offices and our campus, one of the things that I told our architects was that I wanted to create a lot of what I call collision points, which is places where people literally run into each other. And so we purposely made some things in our office inconvenient to get to so that everyone would have to go there and you like run into each other. And everything around our office is geared around that kind of interpersonal communication. You can Zoom with people, you can, email and text and that sort of thing. And there's a lot that can be done that way. We've learned that. One of the things that you lose, though, is the accidental communication.
Yeah.
Is the I'm getting on the elevator and you get on and you're like, oh, Braden, I hadn't seen you forever. By the way, I've been meaning to ask you, or
totally.
I mean, just, all those sorts of things. And there is so much magic that happens in those situations. And in addition to just, how much more effective it is to communicate interpersonally and all that sort of thing. So for us, I think being reopened has had some business value because even at 30%, we're getting some of that. However, I would say right now that for us, doing everything we can to maintain the office as a safe place for people to be is not as much about the business value as it is the value to our people. This summer, as I was, doing Zoom calls and going through and just meeting with so many people through the organization, it became very clear to me how many people we have that are dealing with anxiety and even depression.
Yeah.
And I think that those are being, at a minimum, exacerbated by, if not caused by, isolation.
Yeah.
And I think one of the kindest things I can do for our associates right now is to provide a place where they can safely interact with their colleagues and friends. And I've had so many people tell me who were maybe kind of on that end of the spectrum that they were really nervous about getting back out. And, for whatever reason, they decided to try it one day. And what an impact it had on it. This literally just happened to me yesterday. I was on the elevator, leaving the office.
Just yesterday.
Nice. The office, the elevator stops, the floor opens up and this guy gets on. I was like, what are you doing here? And I literally just spoken to him like 3 weeks ago. This is a gentleman who had very legitimate health reasons why he had not reengaged. And I was like, what are you doing here? And he said, I come and watching the numbers, talking to the people in the office and kind of hearing it's really safe and, and that sort of thing. And so on Monday, I decided to try it. I've been back every day this week and I'll be back every day next week.
Nice.
And I was like, awesome, but why? He said, well, first of all, I came home on Monday and I was so different that my wife told me I was not allowed to work at home anymore. and he said, but it just made me realize how much I missed people. And he said, when I got to actually go in and walk down the hall and run into somebody and that sort of thing, he's like, even though we're talking through a mask, he was like, it was just amazing. He said, I didn't realize what it was doing to me.